Hey guys, what's up? It's me, PigBoy25 here, and today I am bringing you, after nearly 2 months of hiatus, for some reason, I'll get to that, I'm bringing you my 100 videos, my long-due 100 videos afterthought sequence. Now, this is probably about the fifth or 7th time recording this, as there are several botched or overtime recordings. Overtime meaning they went on for over 30 minutes, which I do not want to partake with. 20 to 25 minutes is my maximum. 22 is the number that I think I'm gonna end up with. But this one, I don't care if it goes a little longer. I need to talk about a little bit of my absence. Also, just before we talk about my absence, we're gonna talk about the prelude to this. The Raging Bull off-ride and the chant content update that I did with it, I crossed the 100 video landmark. And I have 100 videos, and probably many more if I find time, for you guys to watch. I hope we get, I'll be covering 10 videos, or not really 10 videos, but 5 themes in 5 specific videos with the greatest collection of things to say after recording them that I didn't bother to make a separate video or go back into the comments. This is where people can see my direct thoughts about how these videos were, what I thought about them, and most of which are over a year old, which there's a lot of time. Time has withstood the test of it or whatever. I'm not making any sense. These will cover content, history, future result, and my general satisfaction, accomplishments, and analytics in the video. And just the themes in general. And this will be mostly speech. Turn the volume up. This will be mostly speech, and this will be major audio analysis. There is text for those who prefer not to listen to me talk, which I'm not sure if there are any of you, but this one's going to be a largely audio video, so turn me up for this one. And before we start, I want to talk a little bit about my hiatus. The last time I recorded a video was right around, I can check my phone right now, but I thought it was like early mid-September is when I last uploaded a video. I'm checking the exact date on my mobile app. 1 month ago. So yeah, it was probably early mid-September. So I know around Columbus Day I hit the 1 month threshold for not uploading a video. It's been nearly 2 months, and I want to explain to you why. School's been kicking my ass as of late. Sorry for the profanity, but frankly, it's not that I'm not doing well in school. I'm taking 2 AP classes. I'm a junior in high school. I'm trying to balance school, a job, my sleep schedule, and just some general time for R&R, rest and relaxation. So YouTube has taken that obscure, dusty back burner. It's never been touched in my life, just like my AccuSimmer on my actual stove. YouTube is and I'm in a combination. I'm a little bit demotivated as well, just a bit. I can't bring myself to record as much as I did before. I don't know. I think it's just because I was focusing on other things, and I just want to be more lazy. I want to sleep more. I want to do more. I want to spend more time, just having time to myself, laying down, doing absolutely nothing. Because this is actually quite a bit of work. This PowerPoint is actually almost 2 months old as well. So a lot of these, I haven't uploaded videos since, so not a lot's changed. I just want to say that YouTube, I'm not quitting, but the uploads will be quite a bit more scattered, and the end of the season is fast approaching. With the exception of today and through Halloween, which is actually going to be coming up. I don't know what I'm doing for my Halloween special, if I'm even going to do it. But they do have off-work Halloween, but I'm handing out the candy to children. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a Halloween special this year because I have no ideas for that. I'm running dry on ideas because I don't want every video to be a review or a countdown. And there's not a lot of news coming out because the announcement hype season is over. So we're just waiting on stuff. I don't know. It's just getting harder for me to record. Just time and motivation. So if you guys want me to keep uploading, just show it. I also gonna make ends on my thing because I'm also really bad at procrastination. I was like terminally bored. I was watching YouTube for the past 2 hours in this cloudy Saturday. It's already night outside. It's about 6:30 p.m. Daylight saving time is almost upon us. And I just brought myself up here in my room to record for this stuff, and we're going to get right into it. I'm just droning on about this stuff. I'm going to actually get into our content source right now. I'm going to try and go relatively quick, but you know me, every time I say that, it ends up droning on and on and on. My number 10 is my early history. Of course, everything has a beginning, and the first 10 videos on my channel, or around that or so, plus a few things later on, were not actually related to my current subject matter, my niche, which is actually one Yu-Gi-Oh! Silent Duel, because I didn't know how to work the audio. It was my first ever video, and a handful of Minecraft gameplays, which I covered multiplayer minigames that I was having a lot of fun playing during the time, and I wanted to upload it. Back then, I wanted to be a gaming channel. The results never really showed, and 3 years later, 2 to 3 years later, almost, I've got one Minecraft video that has about less than 150 views on it, which is my greatest accomplishment. I don't know who's watching that stuff. I don't know how it got so many views, but it did. It was a texture pack challenge. Whenever it challenges on something in a YouTube title, it just gets views. Whatever works there. Now I just switch niches, which I'll cover to in next slide. I uploaded sporadically with Minecraft content. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was a one and done. I uploaded sporadically with Minecraft content until the series was killed last summer in 2016. June of 2016, to be more specific. Trying to focus almost entirely on coasters and amusement parks and my experiences with them, just so I can get my experiences and stories out there. And I got a lot of stuff to do, and I might be having a pretty busy season next year. And speaking of amusement park videos, starting in June of 2015, after my visit to Hershey Park and Great Wolf Lodge, Mason, I started making amusement park videos with a personal favorite of mine, which was park battles. I loved the way they worked, and they were becoming more and more difficult to find quality ones, so I wanted to chip in my own contributions. So it was kind of difficult. It had to do a lot of thoughts. I didn't know exactly how coasters really ticked at the time, and there are some that I just want to redo, modernize, go back and visit the parks again to see if my opinions change. There's some things that have been added, removed, modified, relocated, stuff like that. A lot happens in 2-3 seasons. I made about 3 or 4 of these things until my next genre, which will be number 8, a recurring theme of my channel. And I just want to say that park battles, I still do make them. They're just very rare nowadays. They're probably coming out, well, I don't know, probably only 2 or 3 a year at this point. Because I have to analyze a matchup to determine whether or not it's worthy or not to be put on YouTube. So I'm not going to upload a lopsided matchup like Six Flags St. Louis versus Six Flags Great America. I calculated that one, and with my methodology, and Great America won by 20 plus points. I'm not going to put a lopsided battle up. And the parks have to be of relatively equal quality, and I only do parks that I've visited before. So I think the next one I could do, if I ever do it, might be like Cedar Point versus Magic Mountain, which I can tell you right now who would win that, but it'd be really close, especially with my experiences at the park. But yeah, it's going to be good stuff there. And I still make amusement park videos as my main content source to this day. Number 8 is the generality of the end season countdowns. 2015, I put up this 4-part series regarding called the In Reflection of 2015 series, where I counted down my 8 favorite parks, because I visited 8 parks only around that time, which I did really based off quality and not the overall experience, so I really need to redo that. Favorite parks are actually a really tough list, or even more than favorite coasters. And I did favorite coasters, I did worst coasters, and I did my first ever travel update, where I talked about where I'd be going later that year, or potentially. I was just looking at possibilities, and I kept updating you every couple months or so up until 2016's major travels, which was Carowinds and Busch Gardens, Tampa, and Cedar Point. So that was what I was doing. And in 2016, I did the 11 video long series, Top 100 Coaster Countdown Bonanza. I'm sure many of you will remember those. To celebrate 100 credits and 100 subscribers, hitting triple digits in both of those, naturally. And both are drastically different. I'm thinking about following the second format next year, but this time I'm going to be doing still 10 videos, but with 15 coasters each. I'm going to be covering tier changes, how much they've sunk or risen on the list, how much they were, how the new ones rank on the list, and why. I'll just be talking more and more about the new coasters rather than the old ones, but if there's a drastic change, then I'll definitely mark those down. And if you want to see it in reflection of where I just basically cut out the middle 50% or middle 75%, or you want to see me do everything and keep me going for the whole winter, talk to me. Just say in the comments, please. I like your feedback. I don't like being the sole method of my decision. I just like having other people's inputs, especially when it comes to this. I get that a lot of things I have to do on my own, but this is something I want to have public support with. I wanted this to be a democracy, a democratic channel. So just pitch in, please. Even if it, and don't say you don't care, because I know there's one you genuinely prefer. Please, just I'm asking, not begging you. I'll go with the latter if I need to. I found that really fun to make, and it's a lot more true to the name. That I make an entire list, but I'm trimming off the middle part doesn't make sense. Moving on, we have number 7, one of the most recurring themes of my channel: the IOU and empty promises. My channel's been notorious for making statements at the end of the videos on what and when I will upload next. And well over 50% of the time, even 75% of the time, it ends up being wrong in at least one of the categories, and often both, I'll say. I might say, oh, I finished uploading a review. I'm going to upload my next video on Tuesday because I have work off, and it's going to be this video. Half the time, it ends up being a surprise news announcement or some other video that I was like, hey, I want to do this instead. Or more often than not, it ends up being not on Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever I said earlier. And the list of examples, I wish I can go back and see all my own videos, but to find the list. But one, that's way too long, and two, that would require me to watch my own videos. I don't like hearing myself post-recording. It was a struggle for me to edit my first video that had my voice in it. So I was like, why did I say that? I wonder if something you can relate. And moving on, we have number 6, my sappy part of the video. Comments, community, and content. I mean, the thing that makes this so worth it, make YouTube so worth it to me, is just the small community of loyal viewers, loyal commenters, frequent visitors. It just gives it the small foundation for a small community. And for the lack of a better term, you made this channel great. I love it. Keep it up. You want me to keep, you guys give life to the channel. You make me want to keep doing this. I was only on hiatus because my agenda was so filled, and supports are turning more into, like, statements. I don't know. It was mostly because my schedule's kicking my ass. And I just think that this is really one of the main reasons I keep doing YouTube. If I was talking to nobody, I hate it when I just rant to nobody, because I have to have someone listening to me, even if it's just myself. Oftentimes I just rant myself to sleep, or rant myself until I'm tired. And I have myself listening, and I make some good points. But if I'm talking and nobody's listening, even when there's people around, it frustrates me. So I'd be frustrated. I probably would have quit if I had nobody listening to me. And I have a small community who wants to see every video I make. Even long-winded ones, even sappy ones like this. And honestly, just thank you. Keep it up. Throughout the next 100, throughout the next 1,000, throughout however long I keep doing this, because this is a fun channel I like to manage for years and years, even through university, even through adulthood. I just have to have my setup, which is a computer and a screen recording system, and a quiet room. I don't have to worry about lighting, I don't have to worry about mics, because, I'm low quality, but I like to think I'm a decent personality for this. And from this point on, we're going to stray away from the generalities from the first 10 and move on to 5 specific videos that have my greatest abundance of afterthoughts. Number 1 is Cedar Point, or number 5 is Cedar Point route removal, predictions for the future. And this is in chronological order, I will say. These are not particularly ranked in any orders, but this is the single most viewed video on my channel, and probably one of the single most controversial and regrettable ones as well. Not regrettable, but controversial. The like to dislike ratio was very negative up front because I made a very bland prediction, but that prediction ended up being right. I predicted in that video that the ripcord from Challenge Park would move to Shoot the Rapids spot. Challenge Park was demolished in 2015-16, and ripcord was still standing among that bunch. I looked at space, I used measurements, I used Google Maps with satellite, I used land, and I determined that ripcord, now Professor Delbert's Frontier Fling, is a perfect fit for Shoot the Rapids footprint. And really, there wasn't a whole lot that you could put there otherwise. You can put some sort of compact, small coaster, but what's the point? There really was nothing. I accurately predicted that action. that they take on top of Valorant. I will say there was one stupid mistake I made in the video, that Lighthouse Point, which I thought was, I didn't know what it did. I did not know it was rich people, private abodes on the park for people who frequently visited, have boat homes in Lake Erie and all that. I thought, just bulldoze it for more water park. Why not? I didn't know how important it was. I didn't know how much money it brought in, and I'm very aware of it now. Now they're focusing more on multi-day, multi-year visitors. Cedar Point puts a lot of focus into that. That's why they've renovated their hotels, they've renovated their resorts, renovated their beach experience, kept the park cleaner. They're putting a lot of residencies on and around the park. They're focusing on multi-day and long-time frequent visitors, and the massive expansions they're doing with Steel Vengeance in particular this year. It's really good. Just this video, my main point, I was right. And now the like to dislike is now slightly positive after I got the prediction correct. I realized, holy shit, this guy actually has some merit. And I was a new guy at the time. I've been uploading coaster videos for less than a year. I think it was like 8 months at that point. And it was seldom when I recorded. That was my first ever news or prediction rumor video. And it was a significant milestone on my channel. Number 4 is Great America's ride removal and what could be next. Why is the font slightly grayer up here? I don't know. I think it's because it copy-pasted the title. I don't know why it does that. This is a smash hit on my channel that was originally intended to dive into just the 2016 removals and a minor Joker construction update. I dove into the fact that the Orbit, their Schwarzkopf Enterprise, and their Just As Wild ride, the Zamperla Rock and Tug, were being removed for the 2016 season. The Easter Crawler, now open as the Lobster, after being down since fall of 2016, opened in October of 2017, was being relocated for the Joker. I just saw the deconstruction of the Easter Crawler at the time. There was some dirt clearing, there was some fences, there was some signs. The bridge was relocated. I thought it was going to be a great video, but I want to take it even further. I explored which 10 attractions I'd be next, or would be next at the park. I had a small list of them. I think some of the main ones I covered were the Pictorium, the go-karts, Daredevil Dive, the Demon. I think I talked the log flumes. I think I wanted to mention Buccaneer Battle, but I forgot that one somehow. I talked about, what else did I talk about? Talked about Camp Cartoon, that's the thumbnail. I had some good stuff to talk about. And they're all very plausible. However, the funny part is my number 10, just chuck it out there because of some merit that I had, was King Chaos. 1 year later, and King Chaos died, and they made public announcements about it. It closed in late September of late August of 2017, because late September means they would have already announced their Super Loop, which I'm still disappointed that they're getting a Super Loop instead of a Skywarp. Please, Skywarp would have been so much better. Every time I see the advertisements, I just get a little disappointed. And I definitely would replace King Chaos with Buccaneer Battle now that the list is done. Buccaneer Battle needs to go. It's unpopular. It's just a waste of water, waste of space. It reeks over there. And they can easily fit a Skyscreamer in that area. Put like the 23-story model Skyscreamer, the 227-foot or 230-foot one. Because it's still within their height limit. It's as tall as Giant Drop, and they can still get the Waukegan Airport planes over that safely. So yeah, that's my idea for that. Moving on to number 3, we have the top 15 coasters at Kings Island. One of 2 regrettable videos about Kings Island. Because apparently, my thoughts about Kings Island are some of the most volatile and potent thoughts around. I did this countdown not knowing that I would visit Kings Island 1 month later after doing the video. I uploaded this in May of 2017. I went to the park sometime in June of 2017, mid to late June. And I did have a great time. I did ride Mystic Timbers, and there were quite a few things that shifted around the list. There are some things I still don't remember. I rode Backlot Stunt Coaster, and I forget everything about it except for the themes and the launch. I forget the first half of the ride entirely. It's just good stuff, though. I don't know. This was just a regrettable video. I should have thought that, hey, I could potentially be going to Kings Island later this year because of the birthday certificate I got valid for a park up to 6 hours away. I was originally thinking Holiday World, but I went to Kings Island because Mystic Timbers, I've heard, was freaking amazing. And it was. It's actually my second favorite coaster at the park. I also picked up the Woodstock Express credit. Now it's fun. Smoother than I thought it'd be. The Beast is actually better than the Bat now. The Bat was underwhelming. The Beast was a little better. A little smoother than I remember it. I did ride in like row 5 or whatever. Or like row 7. So it was quite fun. Beast still is not good, but... Our Beast is only meh, but, you know, it's fine. I still don't have a night ride on it because I'm actually not really a night owl at amusement parks. I'm not a person who rides in the night because I like my sleep. I don't like to staying up that late. Yeah, this is a quite different video, and I will definitely be mentioning the changes if I do my In Reflection of 2015 series. If you want to hear them now, I'll just put a brief list in the comments without any explanation in the reply. Just tell me you want it though, and I'll give it to you. There are some things that definitely shuffled around. There are some rides that were not as good as I remembered them from 2015 because of my increased enthusiasm. It was overall really fun. But I have to redo this thing. And maybe when they get their Giga, because they're removing Dinosaurs Alive, which is like a 40,000 acre expansion or whatever it is, because that thing's needlessly huge. That's satire. That's sarcasm, by the way. They have enough room for a Giga and Dinosaurs Alive. So, Giga in 2019? Question mark? Or Giga 2020? Please? Please and thank you? Please? Moving on to number 2, we have California's Great America 2018 Coaster Rumor. The gist of this video is that this day and age, it is cringeworthy and incorrect by far. I was genuinely against CGA, California Great America, getting a Raptor that I was surprised when Fiesta Texas opened a Raptor. It's like, oh, I'm thinking like Kennywood or Michigan's Adventure would get a Raptor. I was maybe not Michigan's Adventure, but I was definitely thinking Kennywood would get a Raptor. But instead, you get 2 large corporate parks getting Raptors. I'm not sure how it's going to play out. I was very against the capacity. They do have the 3-train moving station. Still, the 3 trains combined are smaller than a train on Batman the Ride or Raging Bull or even RMC. They're just as large as standard RMC coasters, which California's Great America could have really used Topper Track ground up RMC. They would have given them a world-class wooden coaster collection. And I was really thinking that they would opt for another wooden coaster, like an Out and Back Gravity Grip Woody, or a Mack Extreme Spinner was my main choice. It was like, oh, it's compact. You can fit in the Invertigo spot. It's thrilling. They don't have a spinning coaster. They don't have anything like it. It would fit the park extremely well. But we get a Raptor, which is... I'm still contemplating that decision, but Railblazer tracks are arriving at the park now, and they're removing their log flume to make room for probably a water park expansion, so it sat right in the middle of the water park. California's Great America's a mess. I'm just going to say that. Why? Well, at least we have our loggers running our Great America, and speaking of Six Flags Great America, we have mine... Oh, never mind that. Here's some honorable mentions. Completely forget this slide so many times. We have Billy the Bull guest interactions at Great America. Just wanted to say that character was introduced in 2016. It's quickly become one of my favorite, uniquely Great American things. And just good stuff there. I really like Billy as a character. It was a brilliant idea coming up with original things, especially since I really do enjoy mascots on sports teams, corporate events, parks. They're just a really good idea, and it's just one of the simple pleasures of going to an amusement park. The Deceased Ride History of Great America, uploaded 2015, which I was really inexperienced, but I thought I did a really good job on it, and I probably put about a cumulative 6 hours in the research into that, looking for pictures, looking for ancient records. It's probably the most I ever researched a video, and I haven't taken another undertaking like that since. The 50 sub special, half those promises didn't come true, the other ones didn't really happen. There's only a couple that really happened, such as the fan source content videos, like with my Superman Ultimate Flight review, which was out of order. Now I'm just breaking the chain of reviews and tell me what you want next, guys. And I did a VR and Raging Bull update, which is part of the next thing, my VR and Raging Bull video. Thank God it didn't happen. I really didn't want it to happen. They put it on a demon instead. It's still terrible, and VR is still one of the worst innovations at a theme park ever. What would have been a walk-on and revolution at Magic Mountain was actually a 15-minute wait. In the station. VR is terrible. Times are changing and uploading confessions. They're still true. I still dog sit for extra theme park money. I still work. I still wear glasses. And I still drive. I still don't have my license yet. And I'll wait on it. And many, many, many minor details on every video on my channel. That would take my entire channel archive and several hours to review and to note down. It just many, many more, but those are some of the big ones. And number one, my most recent video, other than the Six Flags reaction and the Raging Bull Off-Ride, is my Great America 2018 rumor, uploaded just a couple months ago in August 2017, late August. I think this is one of my greatest works, and this is one of the top videos on my channel. It is a completely logical, resourceful, and informational video to accurately predict King Chaos's replacement. I knew it was going down. Park officials the weekend before said King Chaos is coming down by the end of the month, which it was true, by the end of August. And I said that it was going to be replaced by either a Twisted Looper, least likely, Skywarp, regular Super Loop, the 70 meter, or what, the 70 foot, or whatever, 32 meter, I think is the standard, whatever. Or the XL Super Loop. And it ended up being the XL Super Loop, which is fine, I guess. I was pretty close. The video hit 1,000 views in less than a week, making this the fastest growing video on my channel history. And now this rumor's over, let's see how many views I have it now. I'm pulling up my mobile app again. This video has nearly 3,000 views in 2 months of being on there. This is the second most popular video on my channel, or third most popular, one of those two, behind the number 4 entry and the number 5 entry. Those are older videos, but it is by far the fastest growing video on my channel, and I really am proud of that one. It didn't even take me a lot of time. I just had to find some concise ways of pointing out the stuff, and I was just genuinely proud of how all that went. Now, I'm just going to watch your eyes for a second. Let's just go back real quick. Let's go back to the title slide, just so I can do this. There we go. Yeah. So, these are some of my greatest afterthoughts. I'm really happy that I hit 100 videos, and here's to the next 100, guys. If you guys like the video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Especially because I'm not dead. I'm actually alive. I just have a tight schedule, and I want to die. Not really. I'm actually happy. I'm actually content, somewhat content in life. I just don't like people. If you guys are happy for me to be back, for me to potentially start recording again, just leave a comment, leave a like, leave some subscriptions. Tell me what to do next. I want to just get the ball rolling again after a brief stop, a hiatus. I'm feeling somewhat refreshed, and I can start doing minor videos again. Especially since the off-season's coming and I'll be going into those off-season blues. I hope to visit Great America in the next 3 weekends in November. It'd be a really fun time. I'm off the Saturday, the 4th? So I could probably go to Great America that day if I can get a ride. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great insert unit of time here. And as always,